Hello everyone. Welcome to our journey into the world of binary search. Today we'll start by introducing you to its key concepts and terminology. Then, I'll break down exactly how it works with a simple explanation and an example in Python. We'll also explore real-world applications where binary search shines. After that, we'll compare it with linear search to see the difference. To wrap up, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz before we summarize what we've learned today. So, buckle up and get ready for a fascinating dive into the heart of efficient searching algorithms. Welcome to our tutorial on binary search. This powerful algorithm operates on sorted arrays, making it super efficient for finding specific target values. The key is how it halves the search interval at each step. Imagine you have a list of numbers in order from smallest to largest. If you're looking for a number, say 75, instead of checking every single number one by one, binary search starts by checking the middle number. If 75 is greater than that middle number, it knows it only needs to look in the second half. If it's less, it narrows down to the first half. This process repeats until it finds your target or determines it's not there. The beauty of this method? It does all this with a time complexity of O log n, meaning it scales very well even as the array size grows. Welcome to our tutorial on binary search. This algorithm is incredibly efficient for searching in sorted arrays. Let's dive into the code. We define a function called binary_search that takes an array and a target value, x. The key idea is to repeatedly divide the array in half until we find the target or determine it's not there. Here, low starts at 0, the beginning, and high ends at the last index of the array. As we loop while low is less than or equal to high, we calculate the midpoint and compare it with our target value. If the midpoint is less than x, we move the lower bound up. If greater, we shift the upper bound down. When they meet, we've found our element. If not, we return -1, indicating the target isn't in the array. Now let's see how our function works in action. Here we have an array named containing 2, 3, 4, 10, 40. We're searching for the value which is set to 10. When we run this code, the function will search through our sorted array and return the index of where it finds the number 10. If the number isn't found in the array, the function returns -1. In this case, since 10 is present in the array, would be set to 3 because the index of 10 is 3. Remember, we start counting from 0. This is a great example of how binary search efficiently finds elements in a sorted list by repeatedly dividing the search interval in half. It's much faster than checking each element one by one, especially for large datasets. Let's dive into an example of how we can use binary search to find the position of a specific product in our database. Imagine you have a list of products sorted by their ID, like laptops, smartphones, and tablets. To efficiently locate a smartphone with ID 203, we'll use this code snippet. First, we extract just the IDs from each product, then perform binary search on that list. In Python, it would look something like this. We create our products list with different IDs and names, set the target ID to 203, and run the binary_search function to find its position. The result will tell us exactly where the smartphone is located in our sorted list, making product searches lightning fast. Alright, let's dive into the difference between linear and binary search. First up is linear search. It's super simple. Just start at the beginning of your dataset and check each item one by one until you find what you're looking for. The catch? This method can take a while if your dataset gets really big. In fact, its efficiency drops to O(n), meaning it could potentially check every single element in the list. Now, enter binary search. It's like having a superpower when you're hunting down an item in a sorted list. You always start at the middle and cut the search space in half with each step. This makes binary search incredibly fast, boasting an efficiency of O log n. So, while linear search might take forever on a long list, binary search can find your target much quicker, especially when you're dealing with large datasets. Hey there, tech enthusiasts. Let's dive into today's quiz question. What happens if you use binary search on an unsorted array? First off, the function will not work as expected because binary search relies heavily on a sorted input. It assumes that elements are in order, which is key for its efficient operation. If the array isn't sorted, things can go awry. Binary search might return an incorrect index or simply -1, indicating it couldn't find the target value. To illustrate, imagine trying to find a specific book in a chaotic room where all books are scattered randomly. It's much harder and often impossible. So, always remember, binary search loves order. Now, let's see if you can spot this mistake in your code. Hey there! Welcome back to our tech tutorial series. Today, we're diving into the world of efficient data searching, specifically, how to find that one product you're looking for in a huge database using something called binary search. Imagine you have a massive list of products sorted by price. Instead of checking each item one by one, which could take forever with thousands of items, binary search splits the list in half and checks if your target is on the left or right side, then repeats this process, cutting down the time dramatically. For example, say we're looking for a product priced at $150. In our sorted list, after checking the middle item and finding it's over $200, we know to look in the first half instead. This halving process continues, making your search lightning fast. Okay, let's take a look at our output. This code snippet is using binary search to find the index of a target ID within a list of product IDs. Here's what happens. First, we define a list of products with their respective IDs and names. Then, we set our target ID to 203, which corresponds to smartphone. The function is called on a list comprehension that extracts just the IDs from our products list. If the target ID 203 is found in this sorted list of IDs, the output will be its index, here it's 1. But if the ID isn't found, like if we were searching for laptop with an ID of 102, the function would return -1 to indicate not found. So, when you run this code, your output should display either the correct index or -1, depending on whether the target ID is present in the list. Welcome back. Today, we're diving into the wrong way of iterating over an array and then showing you the right approach using binary search. Let's start with the wrong way using a simple loop. While this might seem straightforward, it can be slow for large arrays. For example, if you have 100 elements, that's 100 iterations. Now, let's look at the right way, implementing binary search. This method is much more efficient. With each step, we cut the search space in half. Say we're looking for 7. In a sorted array of numbers from 1 to 100, binary search would only need up to 7 comparisons. That's why efficiency matters, especially with larger datasets. So, next time you're working with arrays and searching elements, consider using binary search for cleaner, faster code. Alright, let's wrap up what we've learned about binary search. First, remember that it works only on sorted arrays. No mixing and matching allowed. Now, think of it as a super fast way to find something in a large list, like guessing your friend's number between 1 and 100. You always guess the middle number first. If they say higher, you cut the range in half again, making each step faster than the last. That's why its time complexity is O log n, meaning it scales so well with larger datasets. For example, if you have 1,000,000 numbers, binary search can find your target in just 20 steps, way more efficient than checking every single number one by one. Okay, let's dive into today's quiz question. What happens if the target value is not found in the array during a binary search? Well, it gets pretty straightforward. The function returns -1. Now, why -1 specifically? Think of it as a flag that says target out of bounds. It means your search term isn't within the range of values you're looking at. For example, if you're searching for the number 7 in an array of numbers from 1 to 5, and 7 is not there, binary search will return -1. This helps you quickly understand that your target just doesn't exist within the given dataset. Welcome back. Let's dive into the key differences between linear search and binary search. Linear search checks each element one by one, making it O, n in time complexity, meaning if you have a list of 10 items, up to 10 comparisons might be needed. But here's where binary search shines. It works on sorted lists by repeatedly dividing the search interval in half, achieving an O log n complexity. For example, with a sorted list of 1,024 items, binary search can find your target in just 10 steps at most. That's why, for large datasets, binary search is way more efficient than linear search. Welcome back, tech enthusiasts. Let's dive into mastering binary search. First off, we'll cover the core concepts and terminology, like search space and midpoint. Then, I'll show you how to implement binary search in Python step by step. You'll see it's not just about searching. It's incredibly efficient for large datasets. To put it into practice, we'll solve real-world problems together, like searching for a specific word in a sorted dictionary or finding the smallest number greater than a given value in a list. By the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to apply binary search to enhance your coding skills and tackle complex challenges with ease. Let's get started.